This video is about the Netflix original series, The OA. There's a total of 1 season including 8 episodes, and I just finished watching it, so warning, spoilers! Now, if you haven't seen the show yet, here is a spoiler-free synopsis. Basically, a woman goes missing for 7 years and finally returns home to find she has mystical powers. Now, exactly how she gets these mystical powers and why she went missing, I won't unveil because that's kind of the series. You'll find that mystery out and all of those exciting things over on Netflix. Go there, find it, view it, watch it, it's great. Now, before you go and watch it, I will say, because I do have some younger members of my audience, if you are younger than 18, don't go watch this show because it is for mature audiences only. And let me just say, there were some scenes I was not expecting. Things get a little heated. There's a little... You see stuff. So if you're younger than 18, don't go watch it right now. Just wait. It'll be alright. So for those who have seen the show, I'm not going to go into a great detail because you've already watched it. You're here with me. This is for those who are the post last episode viewers. And I could not believe it. Watching the last episode, I was figuratively on the edge of my seat, literally on my floor crying. This is the part that bothered me. In the episode, Prairie gets to the end of her story. Like, she is right at the end, and yet there's a significant gap missing from the moment that she actually jumped off the bridge to, well, what happened to the end of the story that we got at the last episode. And I was like, okay, I hope they're gonna go somewhere with this. And then here was the big shocker. Alfonso sneaks into her house and digs through her personal belongings to try and find out if this story is real or not. And just happens across this box from Amazon that has these 4 books that happen to be relevant to her story. I don't remember, one was called something about Homer, the other one was the Angels, and 2 more that I can't remember what they were. I didn't quite get a good glimpse of them. And it makes it look really bad on the side of Prairie. And then to take things further, afterwards, the next scene is revealing that she's apparently taking up some studies in creative writing. Like they are making us believe that maybe, as Alfonso did, like, this is not a true story, that she has lied, that maybe this is her dealing with her pain and her grief, and this is just the way that she is coping with whatever actually happened to her, that maybe the entire story is false and her real, actual story is something completely different. And I was starting to believe it too, because of the way, and I was like, no! I kind of felt like Will Smith in I Am Legend, who's just like, he's talking to Frank the mannequin. No! I felt exactly like that. Like, don't you dare make this real. Don't you go and don't make it real. The story is too good. Don't twist it into something relatable. The mystery, the mystique. I think that's the right word. The fantasy of it. Don't make it real. And I was concerned they were going to. Like, this was going to be I was concerned they were going to bring out the truth, that her whole story was false, and that everything that she had created was merely a coping mechanism to manage her grief. Very relatable. Very real. And I was like, no, don't. You can't do that. You can't do that to me. Don't break my heart like that. This was such a good story. There was so much in it. There was so much pain and suffering and just absolutely gorgeous moments. Like the miracle. When he was laying on the floor and the blood just, and he came back to life because of the freaking angelic dance moves. It was beautiful. And I cried during that scene because how can you not? I know I'm a ginger, but I still have a soul. It's amazing. And then the end. I was figuratively on the edge of my seat, literally on the floor on my knees, crying my eyes out. As I'm realizing just what's going to happen, like, I'm picking up the premonition of the gun and the shooting, and I'm watching all of these kids as they're in the cafeteria, and they're kind of like, okay, the story's over, everything's done, and the pieces of the puzzle are starting to fall together. I see the big glass windows, I see this fluorescent lights that she saw, and I'm realizing this is where this is going. This is the end, that there's going to be a school shooting. This is real. I mean, this is significant. This is like trigger warning stuff. You should have told me. Trigger warning, really? You should have told me. And the beautiful. I'm like, in my mind, okay, one of these kids, or the teacher, one of them is about to make a sacrifice, because the whole series has been about making sacrifices, making decisions for the sake of others, helping other people out on giving up your life, giving up the things that matters most to you for somebody else. And it is beautiful and gorgeous. And I know that one of these members of this group of 5, I'm like, okay, I'm here with you, I get it. One of these 5 are about to die. Which one is it gonna be? Is the teacher gonna jump ahead? I thought maybe the teacher, because I remember seeing a thumbnail like that of the teacher, like maybe she just was like, you know, taking the bullet for one of the kids, saving one of them, her ultimate sacrifice. And as the scene unraveled, I'm in my room and I was sitting by my computer watching the TV from across the room, and as the puzzle pieces were falling together, I left my chair because one of those moments you just had to get closer to the action. You had to literally physically be closer to the television to actually fully grasp and let it envelop your entire eyesight to know what was going on. And I remember standing watching the TV. It's over here. It's over here. And as I see the boy turn the corner and he's got the vest, and the kid's making the realization at the table that this is about to be bad. And I literally, like, and I fell to my knees, and my breath was falling short, and all I could do was watch. And then the music starts playing, and the 5 of them are looking at each other, and I know everything about it. They're all feeling the same feeling. They are in perfect harmony, and they know exactly what they need to do. And just in the middle of everything, despite the possibility, despite the fear, despite what could happen, they just know to make the sacrifice, regardless of the consequence, and they all stand up together in unison, and start doing these angelic dance moves. And maybe they don't even know why, they just knew. They had a feeling. They knew they had to do it. And I'm like, okay, you got me. I'm enveloped in the music. Everything is very touching. And I'm like, okay, they're doing the dance. A portal is going to open, and I'm like, I've been excited to see what this is, because this is what everything's been building up to. And then there's Prairie, the OA, standing by the window as she was shot from the stray bullet that went when the kid was tackled by the cafeteria man, who, quite frankly, the cafeteria guy was one of the biggest heroes. I mean, really, it was the 5 of them who made the distraction and gave the cafeteria guy the opportunity to be the hero. And that was like, yeah, you go, cafeteria guy! Yeah! More behind that man than just a soup ladle. Yeah. So good! And then Prairie. I was like, did it work? Did it not work? Was this the whole point? Because she did not portal anywhere. She was still there, and now she's going to the hospital. She's gonna die again. What are you doing to me, Netflix? My heart can't take it. Oh. And my heart goes out to Steve, man. Just running down the street, begging Prairie to take him with her. And the whoosh! Did you hear the whoosh? The moment she said, I have the determination, I have the will. And there was a whoosh, and Steve heard it. He heard it. I know he did. He knew that she was heading to that other place. Wherever it was, wherever it is. And as the screen went black and the ambulance drives down the road, I'm like, is this where they're gonna leave it? Is this where they're gonna, this is not okay. This is not okay. If this is where they end the series, because that was the very black screen. Why? That's not satisfaction. You didn't answer the question. There's such a gaping hole. There's a little piece missing there. A little piece missing. And what about the people still in the basement? Like, why? So I had to do a quick Google search, because like, is that the end? Is that the rest of it? And it does seem that there is interest in continuing on to a second season. I don't know where that is. I don't like where that in the process is. Is that like it might be nice to do a second season. We're thinking about it. Something about one of the actors, the main actors was like, yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Finish the story. Go to season 2. I need to know what is happening next. But at least at the end, when things went black, there was a blip. It gave us a moment where she was somewhere else. So we know the passage worked. We know her story is true. And she called out for Homer.
Homer?
My theory? God. I think she went somewhere, but I don't think she found him yet. I think the rest of them are still down in the basement. That's my theory, at least. The rest are still down in the basement. She has gone to the other side, but the rest of them have not yet been there. That. Or the next season. Maybe it's only gonna be 2-seasoner. I don't know. The next season, she's gone to the other side, and the other 4 are still held captive with Hap, who has taken them all together because he forced them to do the dance somehow. I'm sure that he got them to do the 5 movements, and he's still holding them captive in this other world, in this other dimension. And so maybe we get into some interdimensional travels. Maybe we don't even see any more of the rest of the crew back here in whatever that town's called. Lakewood something, I don't know. But those are my theories, at least. But I can't wait to see. And it was just so phenomenal, so incredible the way the story was revealed. And I think even one of the most beautiful things about the show is the character development, the change of character, the change of heart that each of these members have, the way that Prairie helps them through their struggles. There's something about great beauty that can come out of great pain from the other side. And I mean that not necessarily the other side from the story, but if you have seen it, or maybe you saw this video, you went and watched it, and you came back because you stopped at the beginning when it said spoilers after this point. Let me know what you thought. Talk to me down below in the conversation bit. I want to know what you felt about this series. I want to know what your theories are, because it was phenomenal. It was great. Oh, the emotion, the story, the sacrifice. Oh my God, the sacrifice. All right, I'm out. Have you ever watched something and it's just like, you feel like there's this truth about life, about just things in general that has just been revealed to you, and you don't know how to take it in, but you know that your life has changed because of it. That was kind of my feelings just at the beginning of the show. It was, Now I realize that the show is entirely fictional. I realize that everything about it has been written by people who are very talented at writing scripts and writing shows.